Generation Cowboys and Sports Talks. My dad, my partner, my co-host, Cowboy Joe 64.
I am your father.
Just to get the Cowboys 2 good games to hopefully understand that they need to go receiver and go high with this next pick.
Yeah, yeah, that's really what this is gonna be about. All right, you're looking live at Father and Son Cowboys and Sports Talks. I'm the host, DJ. I tell you what, aka Jules, Cowboy Jules, and with my dad, my co-host, Cowboy Joe 64 on Twitter, and we are back with another one, Friday Night Live, and we just gonna chop it up and about the combine week. It's been a lot of interviews going out, and all of the fans are excited about what they're seeing and hearing, and we're gonna kind of give what we think about it and wait for some people to come in before we start just really getting into the thick of things. But that's pretty much what we're doing tonight. So you want to say what's up to everybody, and we can jump it off with Christian Parker's interview.
Yeah, we wanted to come on and just do a show and saw Big Time on earlier. I think Boss was on too, so we just wanted to kind of come in and put our spin on things and try to come on when all of our other comrades are not doing their show at the same time. So hopefully we get some people checking us out. I want to get your input on what Christian Parker said today. Is my audio okay?
Yeah.
So what did you think about the Christian Parker interview? I thought it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, these guys, Christian Parker, his all of his interviews are interesting because you're starting to see that it's kind of like Shoddy, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? These guys are professionals, and it's kind of away from the norm. For a long time we kind of had that Jason Garrett thing going on to where it's just like robot answers, not really in depth, kind of trying to keep things blank and just trying to answering the questions. I'm not talking about that, or answering the question, saying a whole bunch of stuff, but absolutely saying nothing, and just robot, and then what we've seen is, I like how they say that the team takes on the identity of the coach. That's
Mhm.
really true. Because like we would see, like when McCarthy, he kind of had that answer but no answer type of deal going on too, and then all of a sudden we got the exact opposite with Shoddy when he comes on. Shoddy interviews. I always say this. It's just ironic that it always it be happening like this, but I remember the first time I've ever seen Shoddy interview. The first time when I seen him as an offensive coordinator interview, I asked you. I said, "Who is this guy?" I swear, I said, "Who is this guy?" And I said, the way he talking, that's somebody that they would like to hire. The way he talking, and I remember your response. You was just like, like you told me who he was and everything, but I was just like, I asked you, who is this guy? And the way he's answering these questions about the offense, it's just like, who is this dude? And you told me who he was, and I'm just like, to piggyback on that now, to see where we are now, that is really really interesting. It's full circle because it's like 5 years later, 4 years later, and he is the head coach. And that was my first time ever seeing him. It was like the first day of training camp, his first day here on the job, like when his first day of training camp when he was offensive coordinator. That's Yeah, he wasn't even offensive coordinator. He was just like the offensive passing coach specialist or whatever he was. And Kellen Moore was the offensive coordinator. And so uh just Shoddy, I think he just jumped off the screen to me immediately. I automatically asked you who he was. And so um and that's because of the way that he talks, the way that he interviews, and the way that he speaks. And it's just a different perspective than it's different than the norm, and for sure. So, anyways, we got that with Shoddy all year. It was a stark contrast between him and Eberflus and the way they would answer questions. Shoddy answer questions, he answered the question, and he go above and beyond, and he flat out tell you the truth. Like, this is what it is. This is what happening. This is what the deal is. And same with Christian Parker. he's kind of taking on that same thing. It's kind of like this is what it is. This is what's happening. I mean, like, a lot of times I'd be like, oh, we got to pick and choose and we got to try to decode the message on what these guys are saying. Or we got to kind of decode Jerry. We got to kind of decode. We ain't got to do none of that with Shotty and Christian Parker. We running a 3-4 defensive front. That's what it is. We ain't got to guess. That's what it is. And then who gonna be in the front? We already know who gonna be in the front. Quentin Williams is gonna play this. He gonna play like so and so, so and so. Like he played in when he was in college. He gonna play that role. He gonna play like so and so in Denver. Osa, he gonna play like so and so and so and so. So that's what we gonna do. Leofau, he's moving. We ain't gotta guess. He's moving the outside. He's moving to the edge, to the edge linebacker role. That's what he's doing. He's moving there. You know what I'm saying? If he works out, he works out. If not, we're gonna move on. We're looking for somebody else, like N'Kobe Dean or one of those other. I think they named somebody else. It's just like, yeah, they looking at that so they can bring somebody in the transition. It's like, all right, you know, they who what who we got. It's like it's black and white. It's just like some of these guys are not good enough, and we gotta do an overhaul and get some new guys in here. That's what it is. That's what we doing. It ain't nothing to guess about. So I loved his interview. But like I said, it's the Underwear Olympics. All these coaches are gonna sound good. They're all gonna sound like they know what they're talking about until they get hit in the face, like Mike Tyson said. But I gotta continue to say, when the Cowboys do good things happen. When they do dumb things happen. When you trade Micah, dumb things happen. When you sign George Pickens, good things happen. When they do good things happen. I mean, that's just what happens. And signing Christian Parker was a good thing, but it's just so minute compared to what they have to do to accomplish to be successful for the next 2 or 3 years. It's so much intricacy that goes into it. Christian Parker, he can be a great coach, but if you don't have the horses, you don't have the players, and you don't have the you're not active in free agency, and you don't have a good draft, and you don't sign the players that you need for them to return, and if you don't do those things, it won't make a difference. So you have to do all of those other things as well as hire someone like Christian Parker. You can't just have Jimmy Johnson and not have Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, Darren Woodson. You can't just have Jimmy Johnson and not have all of those pieces and expect to win 3 championships. It don't work like that. So you gotta just have the
Yeah.
players and the coaches. You gotta have, what I'm saying, Tom Brady, he's a goat. Bill Belichick, he is too. Without Tom Brady, Bill Belichick didn't win a championship. You got to have both. You can't just have one without the other. And so they got, in my opinion, they got one thing figured out. They got the coaching situation good, but they got to do the free agency now, and now they got to re-sign George Pickens now, and now they got to go have a good draft. And so we still got a long way to go.
So we'll come back to Christian Parker. So what did you think about the Pickens tag going in? They did say they're going to tag Pickens. So
Mm-hmm.
what was your spin on that? Have you had a chance to kind of research what's happening?
Yeah, and I want to shout out to B Bird. He said he appreciate the content while we at work. I mean, while he at work, don't work too hard now.
And
Yeah,
so
go ahead.
shout out to the OG podcast. We're gonna, have it on probably next week. We were not able to pull it together today.
Mm-hmm.
So we definitely gonna get back on schedule with that. So we just wanted to come
Mm-hmm.
on and do something. So B Bird, don't work too hard, and tell your coworkers to check us out. And of course, we always promote B Bird show. So did
Mm-hmm.
you have time to digest the Pickens situation? I've heard different things today. Depends on who you're speaking with.
Mm-hmm. And shout out to Kales.
Shout
Kales
out
is
to
on.
Kels. Yeah, she was on with Big Time earlier.
Shout out to
So
Kales.
Kels, what's your input on the tag? And you go ahead and give me your input. While hopefully Kels will chime in on that.
I mean, we all knew this was coming. This is a standard part of the NFL. This is what happens when you're negotiating contracts. You want to put the tag on your player as a placeholder, and as while you negotiate. This is what happens. I mean, uh, it's we fully expected this. I don't even think it's been placed yet. Maybe it have. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I just know Brian Broader said this morning that they was expected to do it today. I don't know if it actually got
I think
done.
I think it's official. Yeah, they did it.
Okay, well, great. I mean, that what that just says is that they're from negotiate, and so what that is they're negotiating, and then also, uh, it keeps him around for another year. And he does have a stone cold agent. He has the best agent in the game, in my opinion. And what an agent does is an agent negotiates a contract for you, and that's what they're doing right now. And I don't think that George Pickens. I'm always under the impression to where I'm not with the not paying players type of deal. I don't think it should be no question about if you should pay somebody or not, especially when they're performing like how George Pickens performed last year. I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, well, we got to see. I don't want to hear none of that. I just want him to get paid what he deserves to get paid. He should get paid what he's worth. And this generational wealth thing is like, no, get him his money so he can play. That's all you need to do. And the cap went up like $30 million and or whatever it did, and it's just like they have more than enough money to pay the players. It's just every other team does it. So I don't, you
So
know.
I think the challenge for them, and we got to talk about this. We'll circle back to Christian Parker, but the challenge for them is they sort of create their own problems, and you've talked about it before. They pay players, they just pay the wrong players. They pay Michael Gallup, people like that, and when it's time to play guys that are proven, for the most part, young guys that have their whole career in front of them, like Micah, like GP, um, like Dak was, they just don't get those deals done. They struggle, but guys like Ferguson, Michael Gallup, they pay Bland, which we like, uh, Terrence Steele. Those are the contracts that have gotten them into trouble. And what it does, it puts them behind the eight ball when it's time to pay somebody like Micah or George Pickens. So that's the problem. You got to talk about both things. They pay people, they just pay the wrong people.
And not only do they pay the wrong people, they pay the wrong people at the wrong time.
Exactly.
So I mean, it's not rocket science. Every NFL analyst, well, I won't even say NFL analyst. Anyone that knows anything about the National Football League, if you ask them what problems do the Cowboys have with the money and with paying their players, everybody know what the problem is. It's not like a misnomer. You guys wait too long to pay the right players. That's what you do. And you don't use free agency. That's
Yeah.
what happens. And then you pay your own players when they shouldn't be paid. That's
Yeah.
what you guys do. And you guys it's they do the pay your own players, and they use it's like they do it out of emotion.
Well, they do it out of emotion, but they also do it when players are vulnerable. Like if they coming off an injury,
Mhm.
if they just not, the market is not really good for that player. That's when they like to sign players. Uh, we got to talk about Osa too. I heard some discussion about him today.
Mhm.
Osa is probably going to be another player that they paid, and there's some question if he's even going to be a good fit with this defense. Listening to people today, so yeah. What is Kel saying? The contract
Uh,
that really got them into trouble was
was Jay Smooth
was Jay
contract?
Smooth.
That's what I'm finna figure out who that is.
Jay Smooth. Is she talking about Jordan Lewis?
No, because she said he officially got off our books last June. So who got off the books last
Talking about
June?
Jalen Smith.
That might be it.
That was a terrible contract.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a few terrible contracts. Michael Gallup was a terrible contract.
Yeah, those two. I don't think the Ferguson contract is a good. Jalen Smith. Yeah, but so just think about that. She's saying that Jalen Smith just came off their books. That's amazing.
last June.
And then when they talk, they don't address these contracts, Kels. They don't bring them up. They don't talk about Gallup, Jalen Smith, Tyrone Crawford. These contracts don't come up. So when it's time to sign a young guy that's proven, they struggle with those deals.
You know, like B-Bird always drop this point home, and he make a good point. And I just have to believe that that's what it is when he say these guys don't want to lose their job.
Yeah,
You can't just because
well,
it's just
they
like
can't lose their job. So yeah, but let's talk
no, I'm
about
not talking about them. I'm talking about like the reporters.
the reporters. Oh yeah, we don't went round and round with that, but
'Cause it's just like
again,
it doesn't make any.
the way I push back on that is
Mm-mm.
the way you can ask them questions, the way you can phrase the question. Anybody with a journalism degree can figure it out. You're not going to lose your job. It's just a certain way. Like you think about what No C Walker. What's his first name? Patrick No C Walker. He's probably one of the best in the game at doing it. He's on .com, but he always asks them the right questions, and he knows how to phrase a question.
We might get the right questions from him. Now, this is my thing. Out of all what you just said, now how many people in there got journalism degrees? Everyone, and how many of them is intelligent? All of them.
And you don't have to have a journalism degree to be a good journalist, by the way.
Right. So how many good journalists are in there? All of them. So, and none of them have asked these questions in a good way. You know,
these contracts, Jalen Smith, Michael Gallup, they never come up.
It's a reason behind that. It's a reason why they don't never come up because they're told not to ask about them.
Well,
otherwise, there's no way they wouldn't be asking about them. Why wouldn't they be asking about them then?
Gallup contract was pretty solid. The legal department
was actually smart enough to add a built-in injury clause, but he shouldn't have got paid in the first place. It should have been. It should have been Amari Cooper that was here, and Michael Gallup shouldn't have got that money at all.
So what we're talking about, to me, it's more than about the contract.
Yeah,
it's just me, my personal opinion. Michael Gallup was never a number one or number two. He never. If Michael Gallup plays for New England, Green Bay,
he doesn't see the field.
49ers. Well, no, he doesn't make it past the first contract.
Of course not. Yeah, say they gave it out. Scales, we like talking. We talking about these players that getting out of these that's getting second contracts when they don't deserve them.
Yeah, they're just not good players.
They're not good players.
You can't put Michael Gallup and George Pickens in the same category. You can't
put the players that do deserve a second contract.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And the players that do deserve a second contract, they don't get them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, nah. And then it's just like, you're gonna have to pay these guys these contracts because you draft them. You be good one year, then you be picking in the top 10 the next. And they do this all the time. So it's just like, yo, you knew you was gonna have to pay Michael Parsons. You knew this. I mean, come on now. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, no, yeah. She said Kel said she agreed with us. Yeah. Like, yeah, that's what I be trying to figure out. Like, and then it's just like, you know what they do is you can just hop out and then hop back in. That'll probably be the best thing.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Close all the way out, hit the X completely on whole Microsoft Edge on the whole thing. And then my thing is this too. It's just like I think that they are not good at player evaluation. You know, because it's just like every time we look at it, we look at like the problems that they have, and we be like, the problem that they have, it always comes back to player evaluation. It's always like, okay, they do player evaluation bad. So it's like some of these guys shouldn't be drafted. You know, some of these guys shouldn't get second contracts. Then in free agency, it'd be like, yeah, I'm like, why did Jalen Smith get a second contract? Why did Michael Gallup get a second contract? And then how come?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah. And then how come when like someone like Derrick Henry is available for like $9 million or whatever it was, how come you tell us that you can't afford this when we can look at Spotrac and we can look at over the cap and we can just look and we can do the math and be like, no, we can't afford that. So why wouldn't you just why wouldn't you do that? And it's just like, player evaluation. They hype their players up, the one that they shouldn't hype. Like who told them that they could do wide receiver by committee? Why was that even a thought? Like why did
Yeah.
y'all think that? And then at the last minute, you got to go get Amari Cooper. Then why did you turn around and think that Zeke was going to work last year or a couple years ago? Why did you think that? I mean, like what shows you that?
The Zach Martin contract, he basically held out, got a new deal, then retired. So it's
What makes you think that Zeke was going to work?
that's another good one. They never talk about Zach Martin's contract. They just don't bring it up. They talk about all of these things. But let's go back to Christian Parker. Okay. So what do you think about the defense, the way they're going to attack? It sounds like what we're looking for. I can't wait to see it. He's
It's
talking
a good
about
team. I mean, it's a good team.
players with speed coming downhill. So it sounds good right now. I'm
Like,
just really intrigued about what he's saying and the way he's saying it. I think every time you hear him, he's more impressive than the first time.
yeah, you can see what Shotty was talking about when he was like, we interviewed this guy and we got the interview and we was like,
Yeah.
dang. You know what I'm saying? And then Shotty said he was the 40th interview.
Well, I think what they're saying is they probably did 9 or 10 interviews, but they probably talked to 40 people. It's probably, if you want to look at the devil in the details.
Man,
But
listen, Shotty is GM in this thing, and I mean, I'm all here for it. And then what I'm gonna say about Christian Parker is when we look at his track record, has he been a part of a bad defense? He has not. All of the defenses that he's been a part of, they're good.
yeah,
And all of the positions, the positions that he's coached, passing game coordinators, they were good.
and it sounds like he has certain types of players in mind. He wants guys with speed. He wants guys that are smart. And so looking at this draft, I just kind of today, after seeing the combine this week, I just don't think there's a way that Sonny Styles gets to 12.
Nope.
I think that one is over. Now, did the corners run today?
I don't think so.
So we got to look the times up because now I heard someone, it was actually big time. He said that Sonny Styles has a brother who's a safety and he ran a 4.29 today. So where I'm going with that is I want to see what McCoy runs, what Mansour Delane runs, if they run at the combine. And I think your guy, I think he's going to be there at 12. I think McCoy's going to make it to 12.
Yeah.
And you're going to take him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he got to do his workout. I don't think he's running it. He's not running at the combine. So when he does his workout, that's going to be a key right there.
He became a free agent. We did not have the money to pull him in free agency. We was negative for the pop and cash back. Our books.
Yeah. So what we're saying on that, Kels, what you have to remember is when Derrick Henry became a free agent. Yeah, we didn't have the money at the time because we got our money tied up in other places, and they didn't make an effort to sign him. That's just the thing. We're still saying that some of these evaluations of players, free agents, they're getting it wrong. They should have been trying to sign Derrick Henry.
Yeah, they should have,
especially for that contract. Now his extension that he did with Baltimore, you got to say that was pretty pricey, but the year they were talking about, it should have just been a no-brainer signing, and you could have figured out a way to do it. But the other point we're making is they didn't really want to sign him, which is not good. So let's take that and apply it to this offseason. It's going to be some guys that they can sign that they need to sign, and they probably can figure out a way to get it done.
And then on top of that, like you remember when that was going on, when they was negative 45 in cap space, we did the math on Spotrac and on a lot of content creators did. Jeff Kavanaugh did it, Voch did it.
It would have been an easy signing.
Yeah, they could have signed him easily. They could have got over the cap with just a few switches.
But they didn't want to sign him.
Right.
So going back to the draft, so you if McCoy is there, you're gonna take him. And I think the way it is, he's not doing not his pro day because he didn't play out last year.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so I think that's why he's probably going to be there at 12. And you like him a lot.
Yeah, I
So,
wouldn't take him at 12 though. I don't want to do. I don't want any injured players.
oh, well, you not taking him at 12. He's not going to make it to 20. I don't believe.
I don't want any injured players. Sorry, but no, thank you. The last injured player that we got would be Siobhan Reville. I want somebody.
I thought you liked him, although he had the injury.
I do. I'm not taking him at 12.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not taking him at 12. And then if you know, I'm kind of leery. I mean, well, I'm not leery of Jeremiah Love, but whoever. I'm taking a fully healthy player that can hit the ground running at 12. That's what I'm doing. I'm not taking anybody that had an ACL. I'm not taking anybody that has any kind of injury. Sonny Styles is there. I'm taking him. Bane is there. We wiped out, and Bane is there. I'm taking him. Bane.
So they did update Tankathon, and they got us taking Kendrick Fowler, which would be a terrible pick.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Mansour Delane, did he go?
So in this update here, which they probably updated based on the combine, so they got Delane going to 10 to Bengals. Cornell Tate goes at 11. So they got Sonny Styles at the Saints at 8. I don't think he goes. He drops that low. They got Caleb Downs to the Giants at 5.
That's probably what's gonna happen.
They got Ruben Bain going to the Jets at 2. I'm not sure. So this Ruben Bain thing, that you get to figure out, did you see what was happening with him? With the arms?
Dude, a baller.
He's a baller, yeah.
TJ Watt got short arms too.
Yeah.
Don't nobody care about that. Dude is a baller. It's the reason why he got moved to number 2.
I'm just trying to figure out how to get a good player to us at 12, and Kevin Falk ain't it. Sorry.
No. If based off of this right here, I'm looking at Akeem Mazador. I'm looking at
man, looking at this, I gotta be honest.
I'm trying to trade back or something.
Well, you may not be able to trade back. People, we're gonna talk about that this draft season.
It's always gonna be somebody that wants somebody in front of you. It's always gonna be like that. And then also, I would try to trade up. If it looked like this, I'm trying to trade up. I'm trying to get in front of Kansas City. Or I'm trying to get in front of the Bengals.
So where did Love go? He went to Kansas City. That's who I think is gonna pick Love. It's gonna be Kansas City.
And I would try to get in front of Kansas City, or I would try to get in front of the Bengals.
So there's a lot of talk about Peter Woods, the defensive lineman from Clemson. I heard his name come up a lot this week. So the way this thing is falling right here, folks, on this. Let me see if Lance Zierlein has updated his. I should keep it in my favorites, but.
And then I don't care what happens. It's some good safeties in here. It's some good. Yeah, if I had to, I think if I had to trade up from 12, if I thought I was gonna get wiped out like that, I had to hit a home run. Yeah, I might. I would see what it would cost.
Let me see if Lance Zierlein has updated his.
I would see what it would cost for sure. I would entertain it, or I would try. I'll probably trade back. But if that was available, but I when it comes to the draft, I like to go after players. Like I like to pick players. Like I don't like to be like, oh, I'm gonna wait and see who falls to me, especially if it's looking like it's not gonna go that way. If I got to give up something to move up a couple spots to get someone, I will. I don't think they do that enough. If you got to move up 2 spots to get Mansour Delane or Sonny Styles, you just got to do that. It is what it is. Or you trade your pick for somebody like what's his name? From the Raiders, Max Crosby. You just traded.
I think the way it's kind of setting up, we're still a long way off from the draft, but yeah, it's gonna be some decisions they're gonna have to make, and then
they're gonna have to get busy.
Let's talk about So
Let's see
uh,
what it would cost to trade up from 12 to 10. I just want to see what that would be like. What would it cost?
I want to talk about N'Kobe Dean. So N'Kobe Dean was mentioned today. Also, he's a someone that Christian Parker probably want to bring in. So we need to do some research on N'Kobe Dean. So why is he available? Because he should still be on his rookie deal. What year was he drafted? And then the other thing is, we liked him. We was disappointed when the Cowboys didn't draft him, but just watching him play the last 3 years, he's been injured a lot. And when I watch the Eagles games, when he's on the field, he shows up.
It
So
says it says, and who is it?
I'm talking about N'Kobe Dean.
Nah, the Philadelphia fans don't seem to believe that. But like it says, trading up from 12 to 10 is 12 is 1,200 points, 10 is 1,300 points in the NFL draft. Typically costs roughly 100 points in value, which equates to an additional mid to late third round pick, which we don't have, or a fourth round pick, uh, and a fifth rounder. It says
Yeah,
likely
if you trade up, you trading up your 20th. You trading with your 20 and your 12.
Yeah.
Probably.
Would you do? Would you trade one of them to get Sonny Styles? Would you trade up from 12?
I would trade up to get Caleb Downs, not Sonny Styles.
Just starting at pick 14. You would do what?
I would trade up from 12. I would trade 12 and 20 for Caleb Downs,
Yeah, me too.
not Sonny Styles.
I would definitely trade off 12 and 20 for Caleb Downs. I would. So it would be like that. If that was a possibility, I would do something like that.
And then you
But
have to just get really busy in free agency,
right.
building out your team. You still
Mhm.
gonna have your fourth round pick, but yeah, I'm just thinking that scenario that we're looking at on Tankathon, I'm willing to bet that's how it actually falls. Now, again, the other option is it falls just like we did, just like we're looking at right there on Tankathon,
Mhm.
but McCoy is going to be there. So if he has a good pro day, you know,
They say he not. Kill said he not even participating.
well, he's not participating in the combine. We don't know
Right.
about his pro
Pro
day.
day. Well, I'm not taking him in the first round
Well,
unless he's at
he
20.
gonna go in the first round. You
He
just
gonna
saying you're
go.
not taking him at 12 or 20.
I'm not.
Thought you really liked him.
I like him a lot. I think he's the best corner in the draft. But I just don't want no hurt players on my team. I can't chance that. But listen, what we got right now on defense. We got Demo, Agent Zero. We don't know what's gonna happen with him in this injury situation. Hate to say that, we don't know. We got Bland. Is he injury prone or not? Because it seems to be that way. We got uh uh what's his name? What's my other corner name that we got last year? Went to state. What's his name? No, I'm drawing a blank. Siobhan Revelle.
Oh yeah, Savon Revere. Yeah.
Siobhan Revelle just came off a ACL injury from college, and he's wearing a brace last year, so that really got in the way. And then
Bland.
Bland, Siobhan Revelle, and these are all corners. These are corners and linebackers that's gonna be doing that's gonna be covering. And why would we add another, not injury prone, but another player that's just not fully ready to go, or that has an injury scare history?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? We don't want to do that. We want somebody that we know gonna come in from day one and be ready to go, and not have to worry about their injury history starting off. I mean,
Well,
everyone that they have drafted that has had injury problems, they have injury problems in the NFL. Leighton Vander Esch, Jalen Smith, Siobhan Revelle, Deron Bland. I can just keep naming.
you can throw Sean Lee in there.
Sean Lee. I mean, everyone
Yeah.
that they've had that had injuries. And then the Cowboys, Brett Brown and them, their staff they got graded as a D.
Well, the reason they keep getting graded so low is because they don't have enough people on staff. That's what they keep saying. I don't
Well,
know
if
what's
Jerry's gonna
happening.
come back and say they got 20 coaches, then that means that they need to have 15 coaches. and they need to give five. They need to give five of those positions to
Yeah.
the staff.
So based on what Christian Parker said today, I think a couple of things. I think that he does want to hit the ground running. He's looking for a certain type of player. I think they're going to try to find two interior linebackers because they're going to have Overshawn and Leofau on the edge. Which we got to talk about Leofau. I think that's kind of weird. They're asking him to play on the edge. I think he's an interior linebacker. If you look at his size, whatever you do when you're on YouTube, what do you do? Say when you're trying to put a space or something in between, they do it all the time. Anyway,
What you say? When you trying to do what?
when you say something and you're trying to put something in between, like I said, his size, they're looking at the size of the
Straight?
linebacker.
Oh,
Anyway,
so-
it's nothing.
yeah,
But-
yeah. I think he's gonna be good coming off the edge. I mean, I do. I think he's he's athletic enough to do it.
My thing is, if you put him on the edge, and then you're trying to get edge players, so you're probably going to be drafting somebody to play edge. You got either Rocco playing edge. I just think that if you put Leofau at edge, I just don't think he's going to be better than the guys that are there. He's going to be kind of fighting uphill. I think he's an interior linebacker. I don't understand why you would move him. So we're going to have to.
Because I mean, it's just like, this is a 3-4 base defense, so it's not like, what I'm saying, he gonna be, it's not like
3-4. You got to have interior linebackers.
you do, but
So let me ask you this: why wouldn't Kobe Dean be a fit? He's going to play interior. He's going to play one of the interior linebacker spots. Why wouldn't Leofau be a better fit than him?
I think because Nakobe Dean probably understands the system better.
Man, Leofau can pick up the system. I just think I don't. That's kind of odd to me.
Me personally, I don't think he has the build for an internal linebacker. He's just not big enough. He's not like Jeremiah Trotter or what's the guy from San Francisco. He's not that. You know what I mean? He's not.
I think I actually Googled it, so I think he's like 6'1". Fred Warner is 6'3". So that's what you're talking about there.
Yeah, he's not. To me, he's not big enough to do that.
Kobe Dean is like 5'11". But
yeah, and again, I don't. I'm not just head over heels about Nakobe Dean. He's another hurt player that
Yeah, he's been injured.
Right. So when he plays well, but
you got Quincy Williams, a linebacker from the Jets. That's Quentin Williams' brother.
I really hope that they do that because that would make so much sense.
So some other guys out there that should be on the list, but
Devin Lloyd.
I like Devin Lloyd.
Me too.
Is Devin Lloyd considered an edge or is he an interior?
I think he's an interior. But you just want good players and let Christian Parker and them figure it out.
So we need to figure out who are the Houston Texans linebackers and what are their
Algier.
What's his size and height? Because I'm just, man, I don't know. I just think Leofau can do it, but I think you put him on the edge, he's kind of gonna get lost in the shuffle.
Christian Harris, remember him?
I don't remember him.
I was going crazy over him that year in that draft. I thought he was the best linebacker I had ever seen.
Who ended up drafting him?
The Texans.
And he's starting?
I typed in linebackers, Houston Texas linebackers, and it says Christian Harris, Azeez Al-Shaair, and Jamal Hill.
So I want to see what the measurements of their interior linebackers, but yeah, their defense, you talked about them a lot. When I watched them play the last couple of games, now that they really got hugged out in the playoff game because it was in the snow. But man, when they played Pittsburgh that night, I think it was like a Sunday night or a Thursday night game.
Yeah, Kel said Leofau is a natural 3-4 base formation linebacker and has worn the green dot helmet. He would thrive under CP.
But yeah, that when you say the green dot, that's an inside linebacker. So Kels, why they not playing him on the interior versus the edge. I don't get that. But yeah.
Damone Clark play for the Houston Texans?
I don't know. He not wherever he is, he not playing. Um, so let's go back to Pickens. So they still have some time to get this thing figured out. Um, it was somebody that was saying that Jerry or Steven had talked to George Pickens and he was happy about the tag. Like, where did that come from? There's a lot of stuff that was being said today, and I'm just like, I gotta go research all of these things and see what's happening here.
Somebody said that.
They said that on 105.3 The Fan when they opened their show. They said that Steven or Jerry had talked to George Pickens, and he was excited about the tag. So, yeah, it's a lot of stuff happened today. You got the Christian Parker interview, the tag situation. It's going to be a real busy offseason. Should be
This
a
is
lot
what
of
it
fun.
says according to AI. Jerry Jones spoke with wide receiver George Pickens on the phone on Thursday, February 26, 2026, to personally inform him that the Dallas Cowboys were placing the non-exclusive franchise tag on him. According to Stephen Jones, Pickens was fired up and excited to stay with the team.
There you go. I
There
had
you
you on
go.
mute.
There you
So,
go.
yeah, we'll see.
Stephen Jones mentioned that Pickens expressed that he did not want to play anywhere else. The team aims to finalize a long-term extension with Pickens before July. And if they don't, I feel like he'll still play on the tag. That's what I feel like. Because the market for him is just going to increase. That's what's going to happen. Because he'll think about he play on the tag now. Now Mulugeta ain't gonna have him around the camp. Mulugeta not gonna have him around the franchise until probably the first game. And so, but I mean, he'll play on the tag. I think I would, and I would just give my $30 million, $29 million, and a generational wealth. It and when he has another stellar year, next year, all of the teams gonna be like, well, all of the teams right now, they're saying their excuse is, well, he had his bad reputation was too bad at the Steelers. All of those teams, they won't be able to say that next year if he has another stellar year.
So I'm gonna tell you what I heard today was different versions of this whole thing. I heard that what you just said, they have until July to get him signed, and you heard what Steven and Jerry said. Also hearing that if they don't get him signed by July, he plays on the tag, he automatically becomes an unrestricted free agent. So he's just out there, he's free.
Big time.
Big time, man. He joined us.
Yeah.
So it's different opinions. It's almost like a Supreme Court opinion. You got all these different opinions of the court ruling. That's basically what we had today. She said yes, because GP is getting over the standard tag price, and her comments cut off from there.
No, that's what she said. Yeah, she said that earlier too. He getting over the standard tag.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's what I'm saying too. A lot of players don't be playing on the tag, but a lot of players do play on the tag. And
Dak did.
Yeah, and it's okay.
And Dak did twice. But
right. If he don't get a deal,
it's a risk.
If he don't get a deal done, at least he gonna be here for another year.
Yeah, and I still believe that they're gonna get it done before July. So
Me too. I don't think that George Pickens is trying to get like what I'm saying. I don't think he's trying to break the bank. Personally, it don't seem like it. The way that like I was piggybacking on what I talked about earlier on how the team always takes on the personality of the coach. It's just like how Shotty be being transparent. You see that CP is being transparent. We heard Dak talk last year like we ain't never heard Dak talk before. Dak ain't never talked like that. He always have robotic purpose. master degree leadership answers. He knows how to interview great. But last year, at the end of the season, he was just like, "Hey, I did all I could do. We did all we could do. Defense got to step it up." And that's on the front office. They got to get a better defense out here, pretty much. And then at the Pro Bowl, Dak was like, "Hey, I've been doing everything I can do, try to get them to sign George. We want him back on this team. He's the straw that stirs the drink, and we need him on our team. That's how we want to go forward." Like saying it just like that. CD, same way. CD even said, "I don't care what I gotta do. If I gotta take a price cut," CD said that. So it's just like, these guys are letting it be known, like, listen, we want this guy on our team. All of the rest of this, it's just the way of the business. But we'll do whatever we got to do. We making it very clear to the front office that even Shotty be talking about GP like it's a done deal that he gonna be here next year. He did the same thing about Micah, but not so much. He was really sticking to Micah business thing. But now he's saying like he talking about GP like we got to think about how we could be moving George Pickens around. We got to move George Pickens around, and he wants to move around. So we got to figure out how to have him coming from the slot. And it's just like, you just talking like he gonna be here for show. So to that for me, all of that says that he gonna be here for show.
Well, I mean, we kind of felt the same way about Michael, but it may
Micah
be a
ain't
different
George Pickens
deal.
ain't Micah.
Might be right. Hey, it's almost 10:30. Let's go ahead and wrap. So we did a look 46 minutes. That's good enough for tonight.
Yeah.
And
So yeah, you
we
can
can
close it out.
we can probably do one Sunday because I don't think it's anything happening that I know of. And so we might just jump on and do one on Sunday. But yeah, I think we had a good show. We can go ahead and wrap.
We
And
always have a good show, especially when we got Kels joining, we got Big Time showing, we got B Bird joining. We always have a good show, talking to our folks and talking to all the supporters and Cowboys champs 8331. We see you in the building. One of our watchers. He comes on every time we watch. So
okay, shout out
so
to him.
shout out to Cowboys champ 8331. So y'all know what it is. We just we ramping up. We keeping it going. In a little bit it's gonna really ramp up. But right now we just trying to keep a good pace and just we got a lot of things going on in the background. So we appreciate everybody rocking with us. Y'all make sure y'all tune in to the OG podcast. It's probably gonna be on next week. And always good information on that podcast. I enjoy it. And so y'all make sure y'all check it out. Y'all make sure y'all follow Kels. I'm gonna have to Kels, post your link in the comments. Gotta make sure y'all follow Kels. Make sure you follow B Bird. Make sure you follow Big Time. They are all great content creators, and Kels is our Cowboy insider. So we want to welcome her to the family, and we appreciate her for joining our family and letting us be a part of what she got going on. And shout out to Big Time as well for that. And so y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you leave a like. YouTube algorithm loves the likes, so make sure you hit the like. Make sure
Shout out to Dallas Alumni Chapter, Kappa Alpha Psi. We're doing our chapter anniversary dinner tomorrow. Looking forward to that. So it's going to be a really nice event. So
shout out to the Noops.
shout out to the Noops.
So everybody, we appreciate everybody. Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. We on all platforms. We on Twitter. We on my dad Twitter is really, really interesting. He got a big following on there, and he be talking to a lot of people on there, and so he got a big following on Twitter. Me not so much, but my dad does for sure. And so Facebook, we on Twitter, we on Instagram, we on TikTok. We getting some follow. We getting some traction on TikTok too. So everybody, y'all make sure y'all doing all of that. Check us out on all of those things, and make sure you share the word. And father and son, Cowboys and Sports Talk, we a unique platform, father and son. It's not a lot of father and son duos out there that's rocking third and fourth generations, and we got a lot of knowledge and a lot of insight, and we enjoy sharing our opinions with people. So y'all make sure y'all comment, and we'll get back. Whatever comment that you put, we'll make sure that we get back to it, and we'll respond to you. So make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell, and we'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.